up, everybody? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. Thank you for clicking on today's video. I am Jess, and today is a week 204, I think, update of my journey to rewind my health from a morbidly obese weight to a healthy weight, living a keto, low-carb, high-protein lifestyle. I just want to say I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a healthcare professional, not an expert. This is just my story. You do you. But if you want to hear my story, you want to hear more of my story, I'm approaching my 4-year anniversary trying to change and overcome my health. So if you want to hear more of my story, and if you want some weight loss motivation, some inspiration, hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any videos. So anyways, with that said, let's hop into today's video. So week 204. First things first, I wanted to say thank you for all of the kind comments, all of the kind words towards my mom, that, you know, her health battle right now. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, the cards is one of these ones. You can watch my video. Essentially, my mom had a lap band for 14 years and had pretty much some crazy life-changing complications over the Christmas break. And the lap band is now out and she's in recovery. The liver abscess is better. She got her drain out. However, there's still lots of stuff going on right there for the drain that was in the liver abscess. And now that the drain's out, there's a pocket there that I guess still is oozing stuff. And now today she was going down to Dallas to get that wound packed so they can heal from the inside out. So, but as far as her being septic, all her white blood cell count is now back to normal. She was on some really heavy duty antibiotics and over the course of the past 2-3 weeks now, and she's finally in the normal range. The CAT scan showed everything's good to go. It's just a matter of the wound from the drain and liver abscess to finish healing, and then we're good to go. So I do want to say a big thank you for everybody that shared all of your kind words, your comments about her condition and about the situation we were going down. It was nice to read all of that, and it was much appreciated. So, but I think at this point, Mom's feeling better and we are getting out of the woods, or at least the scary part of the whole situation. And again, please don't get a lap band. Do your research, talk to as many people you can possibly do. My mom certainly almost lost her life over the very thing that saved her life in the first place. So, you know, it's crazy, but yeah. So anyways, that's that. And then for the last week, I do this every time. Every time that I've not eaten like 100% keto or low carb, or like the times that, you know, over the holidays, I'd let a lot of extras get in. When you cut all of that out and you go back to clean eating, you know, high protein, low carb, keto food, man, it just feels so good, you know. And it's like that revolving thing, like, why do I do that? You know, if I can feel this good all the time, how does sugar have that big of a grasp on me? You know, like, how? You know, so I thought, you know, I've tried to answer that. Why do I keep going back to sugar gazillion times in the nearly 4 years I've been at this? But I still really haven't reached that answer yet. Like, the why am I doing it if I know it's gonna make me feel like shit, you know? And it's like, I gotta find a better answer to that, you know, so that I cannot keep going back to sugar. Because believe me, it's only been a week of strict eating again, but oh man, you wake up and you feel so good, so much more energy. You know, you wake up feeling inspired and motivated to take on your day, you know, from the amount of water I've been drinking, you know, electrolytes. My face feels so much more youthful and vibrant and hydrated, and, you know, it's just, man, I feel so good. And it sucks to have to keep doing this over and over again. So one of the things that I'm going to tackle is really answering that question. Why does sugar have such a hold on me? Why do I go back to it? And maybe it's going to come to me for this, you know, the last time I do this, but when it comes down to the hold that sugar has on me and why my opinions on this whole topic have changed throughout my journey is because I'm learning more as I keep getting deeper and deeper into this journey. Lost 130 pounds just to regain like 50 over this one topic, you know, and it's so frustrating, and it's the $1 million question, but it's individual to each person. I think another reason why I'm trying to get answers is I'm not getting the answers directed towards me. So, and maybe I'm not listening, you know, like I think that I'm listening at the time, but maybe I'm not listening. Kind of one of those things where you're yapping at your kid and they're like, yeah, you know, and you think they understand, and then 2 minutes later they do it. It's like, well, I just said that, you know, like that kind of, and like that's where I feel like I'm answering on that level. You know, so I really want to dig deeper in this topic. I got to figure out this answer because the weight keeps coming back. So what have I observed in the past week? Well, one of the things clearly that I knew is the less amount of sugar I allow in my diet, the less I crave it. So what does that mean? Well, if I am eating really well, and, you know, say I've been eating well for like 3 weeks, and then some special occasion comes up or whatnot, and I have something sweet that's not keto, not low carb. Immediately, even though I'm full, I want more. And it's so freaking annoying. You know, so it's like, I found that I tried to manage like, okay, well, that level of restriction I put on myself, you know, I tried to manage it. Well, I'll give myself sometimes so I don't overdo it. And then I've done the don't do any, so then I want it more. You know, I've tried all these approaches. But what it comes down to facts-wise would be the less amount of sugar I consume, and that means keto sweeteners, you know, regular sugar, you know, table sugar. It doesn't matter what type of sugar. The sweetness is what I'm talking about. The less amount of sweet I allow in my diet, the less I want it. The more sweet I have, the more I want it. And it's this balance of pure madness, you know, but I find that all the attempts that I've made to figure this out, the one thing that is working to actually help me is to avoid it. And that sucks, you know, because the world's not set up to avoid sugar. When it comes down to it, I feel better. I don't think about sugar as much. I can, you know, stay on track better, and like all of the positives in the column of no sugar, no sweet in general. And I'm saying, like, when I say sugar, I'm talking keto and non-keto sweet, like sweet. But the less I have, the better I do. You know, and then that momentum keeps going, and then also the less I want it, because it's one of those things that just doesn't really make sense, you know? So I've got to figure out why that is. And then on top of that, I have felt so good. You know, and it's like this whole week is that week where like you're feeling so good, you're like in the groove, you're really motivated, and you feel good, and now you're mad at how you ended up here having to restart again. So it was one of those like those weeks where I got upset at myself a couple times, you know, and then it's just one of those things that trying to learn the lesson, you know, but learn it this time, you know. So it was frustrating, but it was also a really productive week. I made some great delicious recipes like I've been doing and eating keto so long, keto and low carb, high protein, that it's easy and effortless to throw together some foods. You know, after this much time, I've got my favorite recipes. I got my go-to rescue meals to get me going again, to move and motivated to lose the weight. So basically for lunches, I was meal prepping hamburgers. They're easy to do. They're easy for lunch. So I meal prepped some burgers, threw some dill relish, some cheese and mayonnaise on there. Those were some lunches. And then my mom actually felt really well enough to make a lunch for us last week, and she did the PSMF calzones. I've made those before on this channel, but you're basically whipping egg whites, making your dough out of the egg whites. You stuff it with the deli meats to make it a keto calzone, dip it in some rayos, and yum. And they're all basically protein. So those were really easy to make, and we made up a big batch ahead of time so we can have some more of them this week when we are busy, you know. And then also for when it comes to like dinners and stuff, I did a really yummy cauliflower parmesan, like chicken parmesan. And this one, where I will post the recipe link for this one below. I saw it on TikTok. But you slice up some cauliflower steaks, you drizzle olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic on there, a little Italian seasoning on both sides of the cauliflower steaks. Cook those for about 15 minutes in the oven to get them started, and then you slap a piece of chicken on top, some sauce and some cheese, season it all up and bake it till it's all done. And oh my goodness, that was tasty. So I made a couple extras up for lunches this week, but there was a great easy way to get high protein, really satisfying meals that were delicious. So and then also you can't go wrong with like a chicken salad. You know, I grilled up some chicken, diced it up, threw it on some romaine, you know, threw a bunch of vegetables on the top, a hard-boiled egg, and you know, such a mindless dinner that you could do for lunch. And yeah, so overall my meals last week were fantastic. They're easy, they're delicious. I didn't hop on the scale yet because I know that first week when you're getting back on it, you drop like 10 pounds, and I didn't want that in my head. I knew it was just gonna be water weight, so I did not weigh myself last week, but I'm gonna start this week with a fresh weight. Kind of been avoiding it because I didn't want to know how much I've put on since the last time I've weighed myself, but I didn't want that number to be inflated with water weight. So I was like, you know what, we'll just give it the first week, I'll get that water weight off, and then we'll get a true starting weight and go from there. So, but I know I'm in the, I've regained about 50 pounds of my weight that I lost, which is frustrating, but at the same time it comes off. So that's where I'm at. So next week I'll probably have an update on how much I've lost. You know, clearly I lost weight this week, but we're not going to count water weight. I feel like that's kind of, you know, irrelevant. So I will be resuming the weekly weigh-ins, and now, especially since I got the ball rolling again and I'm feeling good, the only thing I want to dog myself on is the exercise. I had a lot of errands to run last week, and I let those excuses get in the way of getting my workouts done. When my kids were off for the like 2.5 weeks for Christmas break, all the errands that I normally do when the kids are in school, like those were all last week, and they were convenient excuses not to work out. So although my eating was awesome, and I did go do like softball practice and stuff with my kids. You know, I didn't sit around the whole time, but I didn't get that true workout in. So my goal this week is to get those workouts in, and you know, feel that emotional and you know, all the stress relief that comes when I get a workout in. I want to feel that good, in addition to feeling my best with the way I'm eating. But nothing crazy last week. The main thing is I am after that question of why. Why do I go back to sugar when I know it feels so good to avoid it? I know it gives me way less emotional turmoil when I'm not having the sugar. So I've got to dig deep and I've got to find that answer. So, but for the short term, I know that the less I eat of it, the better I can stay away from it, and the better I feel, the better everything else is. And I'm going to build on that feeling good momentum, because at the end of the day, I want to feel good. And I don't want sugar to be the one that feels good. I want to find that happiness from within, and I want to get my joy and my pleasure from things that are not sugar. So if you can relate to that, comment below. And this coming week, I'm gonna do a better job at filming, you know, my day-to-day videos. It was just that I haven't filmed in so long, and I was making like lunch, and I'm like, crap, I didn't film that, you know. And it's just one of those things. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta keep the camera in the kitchen again, and you know, get the content in so I can make some more videos. And especially when I'm in one of those moments where I am kind of chewing on a thought and want to get those thoughts out there, I have been basically just letting the circus go in my head instead of like getting that out and talking about it. So But I will do a better job getting those thoughts out and see if we can figure this out. At the end of the day, I know deep down, it's one of those hard truths you have to swallow, and that is, I can't really, if I want to change my life, I can't keep living with the same behaviors, and that is eating sugar. And one of those things where it's like, no matter what level I'm trying to let that back into my life, the harder it is each time to overcome it and to get it back out. So if I really want to change my life, I gotta change. And that includes getting rid of that part of my life. So basically that is that. I am going to try to film some workouts this week. I know that by filming my meals and stuff earlier in the week, it helps me stay accountable when I'm filming what I'm eating. So it's one of those things, I'm making a better effort in that area too. Alrighty, so that is it. Comment below if you have hit that reset button and you are back on track too. And I will see you at the next one. I am Jess, you're watching Keto Rewind. Bye-bye!